Living at one of the lowest stations in Western civilization keeps me well in very good spiritual conscience, and very easily allows me to be most ethically and virtuously excellent in my good mystic disposition. Hi everyone, and happy Easter to you all. There are many spiritual advantages for choosing to live at a low station in life, and it has much to do with the innate virtues of humility and selflessness. Consciously placing your life at a low station means you are settled in a state to not take advantage of and over others, to get ahead in life, as so many do in the rat race of life, by taking advantage of others and jumping over them to selfishly get ahead for one's own self-glory, satisfaction and gratification. It also means that we are most content with living life in appreciation of the everyday things that are always immediately available to us, the most important, beautiful things of all, like nature, family, friends, and community. Consciously living a life at a low station also keeps our conscience in good check, both earthly and spiritually so. For from this low position of meekness, it is very easy and simple to observe and gauge in a most non-judgmental way the many inhumane prejudices and unjust ways of excessive living of others bent most heavily in the selfishness and greed of over self-importance and self-struggle to get ahead of others. As much as the high and mighty of the elite in this world, and the materially successful and favoured ones do also, they always like to accuse and condemn the simple and poor life as most unappealing and a failure of human effort. However, a person who consciously chooses to live a low, simple life cannot be faulted or accused in such a false, prejudiced way as this, ethically and justly so. Not only are they not taking advantage of others or selfishly struggling for more and more out of it, but they are most content and grateful to accept living a life in a most easy, simple and natural way, according to what they already have. That may be very little, which for the majority of humanity is the way it is for us, as it is only a very few overly selfish elite ones that dominate over us all in excessive lavish wealth and greed, most unjustly and unrightly so. We accept to live life in reserved equality according to the majority of our brothers and sisters who also do it tough in life, not the elite few. And for this very reason, that is why Lord Jesus chose to bring his godly life of the most highest down to the lowest stations of the earth. For this is where the most work was needed to be done to support, heal and amend. As he himself declared when tested on this, "The well and healthy have no need for a physician, but the sick do. I come not to support these favoured ones, but those who are sick and in need of help." As Jesus very well knew, being the spiritual master he was, the good life is very equal right and birthright of us all, and no form of slave-based fancy monetary world economic system should ever have to harshly justify that essential sacred dignity in any unjust competitive way between us all. This way of living life truly demonstrates sincere, genuine compassion and empathy for all our fellow neighbours who struggle in life. For me personally so, being the very good, virtuous, modern mystic I am, For this ethical, humane reason above all, I will never partake of the desperate striving ways of the wide way of earthly life to have the favours of the rich and famous. Not until the good life becomes very equal status for all, I will never partake of it. For ethically and spiritually so, if I were to do this, my conscience would get the better of me for seeing all my other brothers and sisters go without and left behind. Being content and grateful in life with what we already have does not mean we give up and rest in that lasting contentment. No. We still strive to help and support others with everything that is available to us and our capacity. But the difference with this and the usual way is that we do it so with everything that is immediately available to us in life, not by what we don't have and desire to have more and more of. With my fan-based film work for Star Trek, I do it all for free to share my beautiful Starship Enterprise A design with all the world, most selflessly so. And many who praise and worship the greedy establishment of Hollywood have cursed and cut me down as a failure, simply because I am not of the Hollywood elite, and also for the fact that I am very poor and choose to live in a very small one-bedroom housing commission apartment, which in my own defence I have to say is very beautifully kept and nurtured as a very lovely, content home. To these very shallow ones I tell you this: true success is not measured by money factor, but rather contentment factor. And as far as my beautiful Enterprise A is concerned, to say nothing of my very content life, I am already a success, and have greatly given much joy to many around the globe with my fan-based Star Trek films and artwork, all for free. And being the very good, selfless, modern mystic I am, I care very little for personal praise, reward, or gratification in return. For I know my work is truly beautiful and excellent as it is on its own accord alone. And it gives me no greater joy than to see others greatly enjoy and appreciate that which I love doing and creating so very much, all for free. And as is the case with so many who live the Hollywood life, they only come to realise too much is far too much after a real hard reality check kicks into their greedy, indulgent runs in life. It is one thing to become rich and give it all up out of a crisis of conscience, only then to truly realise it is far wiser, ethical and right to live the better life of simplicity and selflessness as the majority always do. It is completely another to humbly accept your lot in life and stay honourably true to the simple and selfless life you had right from the start. Between these two extremes, the latter is the real saint, whereas the former falls far, far short of it, greatly so. Consciously choosing to live at the lowest station of life means you are willing to accept a position of humility and not focus on your own self-importance so very much and highly so over others. One of the main causes for ill health, mentally so, is that we focus so much on our own self-importance in life. And when things don't work out for us personally so, that is why so many become sad, depressed and dissatisfied with themselves and life in general. And this is a result of the greedy, overly high standards set by the elite who entice us all for such lavish, indulgent, excessive things. If only we took the focus off ourselves, we would find that we don't worry so very much. But don't misunderstand me. We all deserve the good life. But when it is only kept for the favoured few elite and not shared out equally for all, that's where the trouble always lies. There is enough resources on this planet of ours, both natural and man-made, to be rightly enjoyed by us all immensely so, very equally. And the biggest crime and injustice in earthly life is that is reaped and monopolised by the greedy elite few and deprived from the rest of us all else. It is a very freeing and liberating thing to live a simple, selfless life at a low station, not focusing on your own self-importance so very much. For it takes the worry off yourself immensely so. Because 9 times out of 10 we are focusing inwardly on our own self to be personally pleased, rather than forgetting about ourselves and focusing outwardly on the everyday joys of freely living and giving with every good thing that is always available to us. Nature, family, friends and community. The essentials of life we always have available to us every day. And if you are genuinely, sincerely grateful with that, then you are set long-term for long-lasting contentment in life. Then living at a low station of life is never a burden or drudge for us, but the complete opposite one of real freedom and liberation. For spiritually and ideally so, in this good ethical way of living life, the meek truly do inherit the earth. May the peace of God that surpasses all understanding bless and keep you all, always. Amen.